got everything. I've just put a little bit more charge in my drone batteries. Thought I'd go back out. Yeah, I might get me little gloves. Oh, done pressed the wrong button. So I'm on my other phone again, connected up to the one in my pocket. There you are. Hello mate, another excuse to have a bit of chocolate. Alright. Good evening. I've got all my batteries kind of charged up. They're on full lights, but I could have charged them for a little bit longer, but there's enough in there. Feels a little bit warmer out here now, but it's probably not. It's probably just because I've come out from the warm. Tell you what, I fancy going up near the derelict hotel. I'm trying to fly my drone in there, but I don't know if it's too dark. Either way, we'll get the drone flying around. There's quite a few things in the sky. Dark. I'll have to get out tomorrow during the day and get some daytime droning in. Then again, I quite like flying around at night. I've yet to come across another drone up. Well, I think I might have come across a drone the other night. I'm not too sure. An illegal drone, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, I'm legal. I think from, was it next year, we got to broadcast out our details. So I've got to get a little transmitter. I believe in America they already have to do that. The moon. It's quite a clear night. All I've got to watch out for at this time of night is the odd low plane and military Chinooks that come over really low. In fact, they shake the houses sometimes. it's not there. Obviously the military radar will pick me up. Still, it's my duty to get out of the way. Whereas a normal radar, I don't think will pick me up. Possibly, I don't know. Still, I've got a duty to get out of the way. And I've got other things that, well, there ain't going to be no hang gliders out here at this time of night. But I did have the other day. I had a hang glider down in. We share the same airspace, which is basically 0 to 120 meters. You go over 120, you start getting into the aircraft sort of areas. Saying that they get into my areas, I'm pretty sure I've had a couple of planes go over. Oh, I don't know how low they were. Obviously, I can see them all. And plus my light that I've got my drone, when it's in strobe mode, it bright with torches. It is visible 3 miles away. But that's mainly if it's on the ground. But plus I can move pretty. I'm going to move my drone quicker than a plane can move their plane, if you get me. Got my new anti-bird stripes on, silver sort of stickers I've got on my drone now. Scared the birds away, but I had a few swoop down. That's what you got to watch is the bird strikes, but that's why we shouldn't really be limited to 120, because you could be at the 120, and the issue people have got is, say you're at 120 meters and you get birds coming to strike you. It's pointless going down. Birds can't fly up, but they can fly everywhere else. So really, you need to go up. That's how I got out of earlier on. I was up, and loads of birds were swooping at me, so I just went up, and they can't fly up. Birds, you know what I mean? They're gliding on the air. Boom! Check that out. Anyway, you might even have a wander up the hotel tonight. Now, and I can get over it, and I can fly right into the back courtyard. Just about have line of sight. Obviously, I've got to have line of sight of everywhere that I'm. Not that you're going to get arrested. So like, your drone goes round the corner, and for 2 seconds you can't see it or whatever. That's not the cat. Not that anyone would even know. I could just take my stickers off my drone now. Nobody'd know who I was. And then they got to get your drone out of the sky. There's not many drone police, but obviously I do things legally. I'm here broadcasting on YouTube. Be a bit of an idiot to be on here and be illegal, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm more than legal. Here we go. This is where we got stuck in the tree last time. Who remembers that? Up in the tree. Feels a bit warmer out here now. It's a bit cold earlier, but I was just standing in one spot with my drone. But I am here. Walking up towards this hotel, it get pretty dark up there, but we've got the torch. The drone we can launch from the path. I can launch my drone. So it's private property, obviously, but it's not one. They don't own the air space, so I can legally take off on any public footpath or public road and fly into a private area, unless it's a restricted airspace, which I haven't got in my village. Obviously, I'm going to Maidstone. I'm going to get Maidstone Prism will come up. Certain things. I've got an app which basically tells me exactly where I can go. Which is in the square. You've got quite a walk up this way. But I quite fancy attempting it. Getting quite good now with the drone, positioning it, and because now I'm using the drone's camera and its capabilities, kind of thing. Whereas before I was just like flying around. But to be honest, if you're just starting on the drones, I'd advise just getting a toy one like my other ones, because you will crash. You will crash your drone. So start off on a toy drone. Once you get confident, get a DJI one, and then put that in a tree. We're all good here. We're all good. In fact, I touched the tree earlier. I actually touched the tree because I know what I'm doing now. I got out of the situation. I just whacked in sports mode and whacked it up. It flew up. Somebody's burning a paraffin heater. I can smell paraffin. Anyway, we've got quite a walk up here. Saying that, it's all good. No damage at all. Because I know what I'm doing now, I was able to whack it in sports mode and just whack it upwards, and then no matter what, it will ping away from the tree, and just go up. It just flew upwards. Plus, it was kind of landing in the tree again, so the sensors on it helped a little bit. But I did hear it touch it, but that's just as I whacked it upwards. So once you've got it in sports mode, it sort of disables the sensors. But then once you're in sports mode, you can then go 40 mile an hour. They're pretty rapid. If you put it in sports mode and then whack the joystick up, it's pretty rapid at taking off. It doesn't hang around. Quite a bit of power, even for the little mini range. You get plenty of power. But yeah, let's have a walk up here. Once our eyes adjust to the darkness a bit. Dark up here. Kind of walking out of the village. So I also want to test the transmission range, which is basically the signal between the transmitter, the controller, and the drone. It's about 10k, but to be honest, my village is in a dip. I live in a valley. Whatever way you go, you're going uphill. So one night I might have a little trip up onto the hill and fly right over the village, because it'll all be in line of sight then. But then again, you can only get so far away when the drone tells you you've got to come back now, otherwise it will just land. It returns to home when the battery's getting low, but you can cancel that return to home. But then it could be forced landed to make a forced landing. And even if it makes a forced landing, you still don't lose the drone, because you've got to find my drone, which tells me exactly the GPS and on my map exactly where the drone is. But still, you don't want to be doing that. Your drone's going to land anywhere it can safely land. Somebody's back garden, somebody's, you know what I mean? It's going to be on the deck ground, but it might not be accessible. Whereas return to home, if we started it up now, set that as a return there, that drain, it'd come back to that drain. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, we're just up at the overflow, the village overflow. Should have brought the boat out. And she's pretty full up. This is where all the water goes from the village that runs off of the village and all the playing fields. Comes into this place. There's some pretty big fish in there. Anyway, as you can see, it's pretty dark out here. Right in the middle of nowhere now. Look, can't see a thing. Pretty bright torch though, so it's all good. We're on 98%. If you look up here, you'll see the water rushing out off of the, this is what I'm on about, this is the water that's coming off the village at the moment. Hello David and Richard, anybody else? As you can see, it's quite a flow going in there. That's all flowing off of the fields that are behind my house, and yeah. Get a little history tour as well. Yeah. Moon up there still. Let's turn this down onto the lowest one. In fact, we could even just walk on with this one. It's got like a side lamp as well. It's all different colours. It's all good. Fly into that hotel tonight. Get well above it though. We'll get well above it. I'm also going to be testing out a new record function on the drone tonight, so I can upload it straight with actual sound to the YouTube. It's pretty dark up here. Should have bought a roll up with me. Got some chocolate though. Got to go up here. But the drone's all ready to go up. The controller's charged. And the drone battery's all on about 4 lights, which is pretty good. It tells you how much range you got anyway. See, this is the opposition that I was on about. Our green fields are under attack. And this is my village, which is undergoing mass expansion. And they're trying to build all these new homes, that 120 there, 101 there, 85 there, 65 there. And it's just sad, do you know what I mean? There won't be no green spaces one day because it'll just be concrete, it'll be a concrete jungle. We might have to set our tent up actually and do a little protest. I don't mind getting arrested for the cause. Either way, I fly my. In fact, I flew my drone over one of the sites the other night. Someone put on Facebook the next day, who was that flying over whatever? Fucking, I just wrote up on Facebook. People moaning about my drone, sort of need to get over it. I'm doing everything legal, do you know what I mean? Be a bit of a fool to be out here on a live doing everything illegally. What it is people ain't educated in it. So it's my duty to educate them. A bit like the policeman the other morning who got called out because I was flying my drone. The policeman ended up having a go at the guy that had called him out. And he said, do you want to know what, Philip? I said, what's that? He said, you carry on doing what you're doing there, doing nothing illegal. And a lot of it, the police don't even know what's legal and what ain't. I could have really been sitting there telling the police right they road bollocks. But I weren't. I was telling them what the laws were. Because they're not really educated in it. The police, Kent Police and most other police forces will have a drone unit. That's just a little unit of men who know the drones and fly the police drones. Your average bobby on the street flying around answering calls hasn't really got a clue. Getting there, look, we're getting there. It's going to be quite dark up here. Nearly there though, well over halfway. Look at Star Wars. Down to 95%. At least it's dry tonight. At least we can get up in the air. Dark out here, man. Just got to remember when the cars come to poke it that way. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to get that in the eyes. That's the only weapon you need out here this time in the morning. It's one of these. Yeah, my eyes will, yeah. Oh. I'm all good out here anyway. There's someone coming down here, I think. Yeah. So I thought I saw somebody walking there. Somebody out walking. In fact, she shouldn't really be out walking, I don't think. I don't know. There's a woman out there, man. Looks like she was don't even know if she heard me. Who's that weirdo? I think she might have had her headphones in, I don't know, but either way I made a bit of contact. She's quite confident, whoever she is. Fair play to her. And again, she could have fucking big old carving knife fucking in her pocket, you know what I mean? Who knows? So could I. I've been here 55 years in September. I could probably shut my eyes, turn my torch off and still get us to where we need to be. Not that I want to see, that's where we're going to be flying, right over there. There's a big hotel. We're going to get right on that tonight. Just looking back towards where that woman was walking. Let's hope we don't see her on the way back. she gets home all well. Been a few murders out here, you know. But it's just had more than its shares worth. Anyway, this is my weapon. Weapon is this. What happens as soon as someone jumps out, what we're going to be doing is whacking it straight in their eyeballs. Then all they're going to see for about half hour is just fucking big white spinning saucers. Which will give us enough time to reveal who it is on camera and make a citizen's arrest maybe, who knows? It depends on what they were doing. Someone jumps out with a big blade, yeah, we'll be making a citizen's arrest. Have I ever made one of them? No. Are they legal? Yep. Oh, I'm pretty safe, it's all good. I wouldn't be up here if I didn't feel okay. And we're nearly there anyway. See, one of the options was getting the drone up around here. And we can, right over there we need to be going. Bosh, right over in that direction. Fly over that way, pretty high up. I'm going to come across it, but what I'm going to do is go down a bit nearer. Plus, where I am at the minute, it's all just, well, there's some bushes and that this side, but I'd notice, you know what I mean, if something started coming out, I'd know what sort of weight it was. I know what animals sound like coming through the bushes here, and I'd know if it was a human. All I do know is they won't see nothing after they get that in the eyeballs. That's for sure. Quite a few lumens there. We're on 93%, so I ain't done too bad. Or we could just kill all the lights. We could kill all the lights and I could jump in the bushes, you know what I mean? I could jump in the bush looking at them, turn the tables on them. Oh, there's something up there, you see that up there flashing away? Somewhere there. The moon, suddenly get a bit cloudy up there. It's the brightest star, it's been a North Star. Possibly that one? No, that ain't bright enough. Anyway, back to where we were. So where that car's coming, it's probably where we're going to launch from. Because there's a couple of bungalows down here. But to be honest, it's all awful. Here's where I get a good view from. Quite a good little view from here. The more we go down here, the more it'll be, the more the trees are going to come out. But I think once we get here, we'll be able to take off. Obviously big posh houses, look, big old gates, big entry systems. This is where all the posh people live with lots of money. Unfortunately, I was born on a council estate, so there you go. Well, fortunately, should I say. Some dogs barking over there. That's basically the grounds of the hotel in there. And something's flying out of there for now, I think. Anyway, we're nearly there. I would stand right outside, but I'm not too sure whether that's a public. I know this path is public. There's a little spot there that I can stand outside. But I don't know whether that would be private. That could be private, that bit. So I know this is public. Or you can take off from the road, do you know what I mean? But obviously there's a place just behind that. Oh right, they've got the alarm going off, look, on it. See that, the bell's going off on it already. There's a red light flashing on it. Well, I'm not flying the drone at the moment, so it don't really matter. All we're doing now, possibly, is trespassing. See this little bit here? I don't know who owns that. Whether the hotel own that, that'd be private then. But the standing there would be okay. But as you can see, we've got, there's the hotel. You see that there? Just coming in, we'll trespass a bit. So trespassing is not a criminal offence. As you can see, there's the hotel. What I'm looking to do is go right up over that way. But there's only a little gap through there, so we won't go there. We'll come straight up there, go right up and over. I think. But the alarm's set. Do know a little bit about this building. Anyway, let's get out here so we can fly legally. See this bit here, look? Obviously they've got the concrete there. Oh yeah, there could be. And I'm pretty sure there has been at times. But yeah, I think they own that bit here. So that would be illegal for me to fly from there. But saying that, they don't own this bit here. So that there is legal for me to fly from here there. So what we'll do, we'll come over here. This is a big, look, only got a little gap, look, through the bushes to get through. Once I'm up, it's all good. Just get the drone out. That's my anti-flash bird stuff. Anyway. We've got the controller going. One. This is quite fiddly for getting this in here. Turn my drone on. Yeah, I think once I'm off that bit of where the bollards are, I think once I'm in the road, into that road space, it's public. That's all good. Right. Take the gimbal cover off. Right. Just waiting for it to connect. Currently got 10 satellites connected.
Home point updated.
That's it. That was mad, just caught the tree again now. That's all good. That was mad. Tell you what, I'm getting pretty good at getting out of these trees. Anyway, what I'll do, I'll come back in a minute.